Hey, Kobe, did you hear what's gonna happen tomorrow?
No, Barry, what's that?
It's gonna be a bright,
Bright, sunshiny day.
If you guys get that somehow, kudos.
There might be somebody. That might be that.
You just gotta imagine a fat naked dude. There you go.
It's okay. We're recording this naked, so and we're both fat. So
What's going on, guys? My name is Barry,
this is Colby.
and this is Who Watches This.
I feel music.
Welcome, guys, to the second week of Library Month.
Yeah. I got my card.
Kobe does, but he just watches movies with it.
I will, in a weird, ironic twist, I watched this on Canopy, which is the streaming service put out by the public library.
Oh, is that propaganda? Maybe.
It's actually it's a pretty decent service. You can rent movies,
Pretty awesome.
but if you have a library card, you can rent 3 movies for free a week.
That's a deal. And it's free for a library card, right?
Yeah.
Or something like that. I don't know what the maintenance fees are, but
There is no fees, no maintenance fees. You can go into the library and get a library card, or you can get a virtual library card online.
it's even easier, guys.
Right?
You know, and then maybe you pick up a book or two.
Canopy.
Sponsors. But we'll go to our first segment for you guys, where I do a little ditty for you for the movie. There will be no flying V in this Ohio public library. Why did I say that so weird? But there's a chill rolling into Cincinnati. Can the homeless be able to make it through the cold night safely? Will they be able to rely on Mr. Goodson? After this ragtag group occupy the library, will they be good, son?
I see what you're doing there.
Well, let's find out in 2018's The Public, directed and written by... Oh, God, what's his name?
Emilio Estevez.
Why did I want to say Gloria Estefan?
That's not even his wife.
But, you know, they're big at the same time, so
Right.
maybe that's what it was. Yeah, we're going to be talking about the 2018 All-Star cast. I guess an all-star-ish. You know everybody's name that's in here.
I recognized all the faces.
Yeah. So I just like all-star-ish.
Right.
Right? I mean, we have Alec Baldwin,
Right.
who has recently been, not exonerated, but cleared of this charge.
Accidentally shooting somebody on a movie set?
Yeah,
Yes.
you know, again, obviously it's a terrible accident. We're not trying to make light of that. We're just saying, just like the Alec Baldwin news for those of you who are Baldwin fans.
Right.
Someone's going to be like, I'm not an Alec Baldwin fan. I'm a Steve Baldwin fan. I love Biodome. Also stars Emilio Estevez, obviously written and directed by Taylor Schilling from Orange is the New Black.
You just shot straight past Christian Slater.
Oh, I wanted to say Christian Slater.
Oh, okay.
No. Like
Then yeah, Taylor Schilling. Orange is the New Black.
Jeffrey Wright, what's it called? Gordon from the Batman movies.
Yes.
From the Batman, Vengeance Batman,
and Westworld.
and Westworld.
And apparently this movie was filmed at the same time that he was filming Westworld. So they he had to kind of be like, okay, I can come in like Monday and Tuesday, and then I can see you next week. So like his parts, they had to kind of shoot around him.
Michael Kenneth Williams, who plays our main homeless person.
Yep.
In this movie, Gabrielle Union, actress extraordinaire, but also wife of my favorite basketball player, Dwayne Wade. I still love that commercial he had. And the one that Kobe wanted to mention, Christian Slater, who I just want to punch.
What?
It's I've seen a ton of movies with Christian Slater, especially in the early 90s. That's when he was like peak Slatery.
Right, yes.
Oh, peak Slayton, get it? Slaying Slater.
Yeah, he should have been in like a vampire movie.
Oh. But like, and obviously he's gone the route of what like Kevin Bacon does now. Or like 80s heartthrob, 90s heartthrob into villain.
Yes, yeah.
Well, except for like what's called the Guardians Holiday Special, where Kevin Bacon basically plays himself.
Right. Some movie was so good.
I was kind of wait. Did they do the Footloose dance in the Holiday Guardians? I forget. No, they did it, right?
I don't think they did.
Yeah, which is kind of a miss.
Right.
Because he is Earth's greatest dancer, Kevin Bacon.
I think that's more money they would have had to put out.
Oh, that's true for that song.
Right. You get the song, you got the movie, you got there's probably a line of people you got to pay to steal that scene.
But it's Disney.
Yeah.
They're trillionaires.
Right, but this wasn't like a really movie. This was just like a little Christmas special.
But it would have been so good. So
I was going to say, Emilio Estevez and Christian Slater were in Young Guns together.
I know. And, the thing is that even when he's a good guy, I just want to punch him in the face. Christian Slater just has that, like, sleazeball look to him.
Right, yeah.
His role in this movie is, like, what I've been trying to tell people the whole time. It's like, that's it. Watch I meet Christian Slater. He's like, I know you wouldn't think I heard what you said about me. But I want to let you know I am a philanthropist.
Right, it gets back to him.
Yeah, like he's just, and then like he turns out to just be like the sweetest guy. He's like, listen, I know you hate me. How about I take you to steak dinner? We'll talk. And
Yep.
But I feel like some way I'd find a way to be like, that rubbed me the wrong way. Why are you trying so hard for one person?
Oh, you want your steak well done?
Yeah. With ketchup. Oh, oh man! But
I do my steak well done, so that's
do
why
you?
Everybody makes fun of me, so that's why I pulled that out.
Whoa! Wait, I don't even know you anymore. Is it like a family thing? You guys have always done your steaks well done?
Oh no,
just you.
My dad was like
disowned you.
Medium rare. My mom was like medium, and I just like cannot have any pink in the middle of that meat.
Why?
It's just grosses me out.
What about for burgers?
Hockey puck.
Oh, this is why I never see Kobe eat beef.
It's true. Beef is my least favorite major commercial meat.
Protein. Oh man, but we'll get into a little bit more of just random stuff. Well, let's talk about this movie, 2018's The Public. We start off with an overlooking sky shot of Cincinnati, Ohio. I don't know if you know this, but suddenly Ohio is like a huge joke to Gen. What are they called now? No, not Gen Z, but like the generation after Gen Z, like
millennials.
No, that's before Gen Z, right? It goes like
it's Gen X, then millennials, and then Gen Z is the youngins.
Yeah, but then there's a new one now.
Oh,
Gen Zs are finally like getting into like adult working stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, no. God, why did I mention that? Now I'm like lost in my train of thought.
Making fun of Cincinnati.
Oh yeah, they make fun of Cincinnati. They're like only in Ohio. I was like, okay, that's weird. But we get introduced to Emilio Estevez. He's getting up, getting ready. Looks like he has a decent sized apartment. Pretty nice for a librarian salary.
Right.
Again, we last week we find out that you had to have a library science degree. So,
Yep.
That government cheese. But no, Emilio Estevez, he's taking his time going to work. He gets in his car. He's heading there, and like I've never seen like a crowd at a library before, but there's a huge crowd
Right. Yep.
waiting to obtain knowledge. No, but Amelia
Or warmth.
or warmth, which in Vegas we have the opposite issue, right? We'll get into that later, but yeah. But no, like Emilio Estevez seems to know a good amount of the patrons there. He says hello to a man sitting down on the curve. Mm-hmm. And then when he gets to the door, an older lady is like, "This Spanish person is not letting me into the library."
Jewish, wasn't it?
She was Jewish.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but like the guy who the other worker there, he's like a Hispanic person. She's like, "This Spanish person," and he's like, "Listen, miss, we'd love to let you in when we're open."
Right. Yep. You have 9 minutes.
Yeah, just 9 minutes. Just wait. Let us open up, and then you're welcome in. Right? And we get introduced. There's a lot of characters in this movie, so I'm not going to be able to really delve really too deep into them. But we get introduced to another librarian. She's more of the hipster ish, very Nutrigrain.
Yeah, because he makes the comment. He's like, "You're a little late," and she's like, "No, I took the metro, so I'm right on time according to the metro. You're the one who's driving the car and ruining the planet." Kind of.
I had enough of that when I worked at Whole Foods. I almost got into an altercation with my coworker because he tried to tell me that vegan cheese is just as delicious as regular cheese. You're just lying to yourself.
It doesn't quite melt the same.
That's just almond mush. All right.
I will say I've eaten a bunch because it is cheese.
It's
at least
cheese. It's impasta.
They call it cheese, so I had to give it a try. It is not a superior product, but there are some fair substitutes.
Colby,
if you were like, I am gonna spend the rest of my life being vegan, there's just no way to be like, and I'm also going to give up cheese.
Yes.
Well, that's like, be like, I would like a Mexican soccer player just to stand outside my house and kick me full strength in the nuts every time I leave the house. That's how giving up cheese is.
To call that cheese is like if I put wheels on my grandma, is she now a bicycle? No.
Right, yes. Yeah.
Just like that one Italian chef said. No, but yeah, so obviously, and then like Emilio Estevez does make the note of like, "Hey, I saw you put in a transfer." Mm-hmm. Come on, what are you doing? She's like, "I just want to be around my favorite authors and this and that." And Emilio Estevez is like, "You're not gonna really like that, but okay."
Right, and so it's just a transfer because they're on the 3rd floor, and she just wants to transfer down to the 1st floor where like the classic literature is.
Oh, so pretentious.
Yep.
Oh, Hemingway.
Right, and he's like, that's that's where all the drunks are, and she's like, "Well, yeah, but we've got a lot of drunks up here too," and he's like, "No, I meant the authors."
Yeah. Hey, if you're a great author, you have issues. Edgar Allan Poe married his cousin.
It makes you a better author.
Right? Just like, a certain, well, I guess I could say now, like how marijuana makes people that do marijuana make great music, yeah? Mm-hmm. I'm not going to lie. Partaked in it. Yeah, I can see it. No, but then they go throughout the day. Everything's kind of like normal. Like there is a fair amount of homeless people in the library, but they're mostly pretty decent people that are just looking for warmth.
Right.
We get introduced to our main homeless people who are hanging out in the bathroom.
Yeah, but basically it's their I don't know, like it's like a gym. Like you get to go in there, they clean up.
Yeah, keep themselves as clean as they can.
Right.
Which is a fair, like a good thing, right? It's a good, like, trying to be clean as possible.
Right.
But they talk to Emilio Estevez. They're really close to him, Mr. Good. They all call him Mr. Goodson. even though probably a fair amount of them are a little bit older than him.
Yeah.
But they respect him. They're very cordial. And he's like, "Hey, Mr. Gissa, it's gonna be real cold tonight. You'd be really cool if you guys would let us stay in the library." And he's like, "Yeah." And he's like, "What about your house?" He's like, "Oh."
It's like, I'm not sure I could do that.
Yeah, you got to draw the boundary somewhere. We get introduced to another homeless person named George, who's played by, what's it called? One of my favorite rappers, Rhymefest. He doesn't get enough. He's pretty underrated, but I think he's great. And he's kind of like a little bit more standoffish. He doesn't look anybody in the eye. And so the day rolls through. They start clearing everybody out, telling like, "Hey, if you're still on your computer, shut it down, save, and come back. We'll be open tomorrow at 9 or 10."
Right. Yep.
Emilio goes home. He gets surprised by what's it called, Orange is the New Black. She's the what's it called, property manager. She's not the super. I know that.
I think she's supposed to be.
Oh,
She's supposed to be the go around and fix the easy fixes to get cheap rent.
yeah. She's just like banging stuff though.
Right. Yeah.
And they have a bit of a sexual tension. They flirt a little bit, but
And he had a pizza, and it had real cheese.
that's right. Good cheese.
Yep.
Little thin crust, little paper. What's it called? Like a cracker thin pizza, though. But pizza's pizza.
Yep, that's right.
But then in the morning, we find out that a homeless person had passed away in front of the library, trying to get inside.
Yep.
Because the public library for this town has become sort of a beacon of warmth. Right, we do get a shot through the night that all the homeless shelters are packed. So what are you gonna do? The first day we also do find out that Emilio Estevez and his partner, his other coworker, are getting sued by a homeless person.
Oh, right, yeah. The library's getting sued, and apparently there was a homeless person who was extra stinky.
Yeah.
And they had requested him multiple times to
Vacate
or to clean himself, but after enough customer complaints, they had to forcefully remove him from the building.
Yeah, which sucks because but then it violates his rights or something like that. That's what the whole lawsuit is about.
Yeah.
This is where we get introduced to Christian Slater as the mayor, because it's a government building and it's around what's it called, election time.
Right. Yeah.
Right.
He's currently
he's really
district attorney or something, but he's going for governor.
Oh yeah. So. And then, and also at the same time, we get introduced to Alec Baldwin, who really could have just not been in this movie, honestly.
Yeah.
His part was kind of did you need this little subplot? But his son is also homeless, and he's a junkie.
Right.
And so, his main whole story, he's the crisis negotiator for the police force. He requests from his police captain, who is another pretty famous person.
Right.
I think he's in The Rookie. He's the police captain in The Rookie. But he asked for some time off to look for his son, and so that's what happens.
Yeah.
Right. But Emilio Estevez, I was just following protocol. If there's something or someone disturbing their patrons, it's in our guidelines to remove the person after asking him countless times.
Right.
Which makes sense, But so in the next morning, there's a whole news crew outside. They're like, "Oh, another homeless person has passed away due to the cold."
Right in front of the library.
Right in front.
Yeah, because they were saying that it was down to -10 or something at night.
Yeah. and then you add the wind, and it's really like negative 25 or something.
Right.
That is not good. It's not great. So we do have another normal office day, but Emilio Estevez finds out. Oh no, he finds out a little bit later, but it's pretty normal until it's about to close.
Yeah.
And then when it starts to close, all the homeless people are like, "Nah, we're gonna stay."
Well, but before that,
Sorry, go ahead. Yeah.
The Commissioner Gordon.
Yeah.
He's like the I don't know.
He's like the head librarian. Or
Yeah,
something.
yeah. So he's like basically like, hey, Emilio, you they need somebody to blame, and since you were involved in this,
Yeah.
you are going to be the one who gets let go.
Well, so that's after when the homeless people are telling Mr. Goodson, "Hey, how about we we're gonna occupy it, like those hippies did in Manhattan." And he's like, "I don't know."
Oh, right, because
Yeah.
then he goes and he was like, I'm going to tell the head librarian this.
Yeah.
And then he gives her that information.
Yeah, so he's like, "Fuck it, all right, let's occupy this bitch." Which is like, yeah, it sucks because it is short sighted, and Mr. Goodson knows that. He's like, "Well, what about the night after that, and after that, and after that? You can't just keep occupying the library."
Right.
But
Yeah.
when he finds out he's gonna get fired for following protocol, he's like, "All right, whatever. I gotta be in here with you guys."
Yeah.
And so the whole rest of this movie is like contained in this third floor, and Alec Baldwin is trying to negotiate with Emilio Estevez. First, it's with small demands. At first, it's like, "Hey, do you have a kid named Michael in there?"
Right. Yeah.
Which is his son. And he's like, "There's no Michael in here." Christian Slater comes, and he's like, "We should just bust down." And even after, like, he does see the campaign commercial of his what's it called, his running mate or whatever.
Oh, yeah, the opposition.
The opposition. And he's like this older, he's like a pastor, he's a part of the community,
Right.
he's constantly helping people, and that's really gonna put your numbers up. They even say, like, "Yeah, if we're holding this election tomorrow, you'd lose
Yeah.
by
yeah.
a landslide."
Yeah.
And so like he's talking about, he's like, "Oh, maybe if something happens, we can turn this all around."
Right, and he's looking for a reason to make it look good for him. So he's like, "Yeah, we're going to call this a hostage situation."
Yeah.
Because we were going to let him go, and now all of a sudden he's locked himself in a room with a whole bunch of homeless people.
Right? And I was like, "Bro, you still can't see like the other angle."
Right.
But and that's their whole situation. And the head librarian, at first, he was trying to mitigate the situation, try to, like, maybe he can talk everything down. But they're like, "Wow, you people, all you know is violence. All you know is about, like, trying to twist these things around these people." And he understands. He knows that, like, the Cincinnati Code can kill.
Right.
But his hands were tied. But, like, hearing these people talk about how these homeless people they're trying to turn them into bad guys.
Yeah.
And he's like, "I just can't." So he ends up joining Emilio Estevez. Meanwhile, Orange is the New Black calls Emilio Estevez, and she's sort of like helping. She is his guy in the chair.
Right.
She's like, you're gonna be so much hotter with a criminal record." And he drops a little thing in there. He's like, "Yeah, well, I already have one." Oh, you're like, "Oh, Emilio,
Right.
what happened after the Ducks?"
And that's about the same time that
Gabrielle Union, the reporter.
yeah, so she starts looking, and then also Christian Slater starts looking, and they're like, "Oh, so we want to call this a hostage situation, and he's got a criminal record.
Oh.
So, yeah, we can totally put the blame on this guy for snapping because he's losing his job."
And the reporter is trying to spin this into a way worse thing than it actually is.
Right, yeah, because the more exciting it is, the higher her ratings, and she's like, yeah, so
I'll be anchor in no time.
Right, as soon as I started saying negative things, then all of a sudden, like my Twitter posts are getting thousands of followers.
Which is really a terrible thing, it's like you have this reach and you're demonizing what's happening right now.
Right, and it's so incredibly relevant at this point in
today
in time.
like there's a huge homeless problem.
But also the news being let's sensationalize this, because who cares if it's completely true, as long as it's a little true and we get ratings, that's good enough.
All right. And yeah, that's always been an issue too with these news or internet news articles, where it's because a lot of people really just read the title.
Right.
You're like, oh, that's terrible, but they don't read the article, and even then the article might not even be 100% true. I hate to say it, but fake news.
Right. Yep.
But they ask him what are your demands, and Emilio Estevez is like, well, you know what? Why don't you go outside, lay down on the pavement?
Right, because he had made the comment. He was like, they're like, we need all these homeless people out of here because we got to close. You can't occupy this. And he's like, well, then bring us a bus and take them to a shelter.
Yeah.
And it's like, we're not doing that. If they want to go to a shelter, they can find their way. And that's what he's like. Enough. He's like, okay, well, my first demand is you go outside with no blanket and you lay on the concrete for 5 minutes.
Yeah. Something around a good amount of time.
Yeah.
And the news is like, what's happening? And then this mayor is like, oh, this madman had this mad there.
Yeah.
Hell, but I'm trying to appease him, and it's like, oh, you're such a dirtbag.
Right.
Meanwhile, the other candidate is coming with food, clothes,
right? Yeah,
amenities. Trying to, he's telling all the people get away. I'm trying to give these people some clothes so they can stay warm. I was like, bro, your numbers are skyrocketing right now. You might as well run for president at this point. Yep. One of the other demands is pizza. Which, great hostage food.
Yeah.
Or great occupying food.
And he didn't even demand it. He's like, you got to let us have pizza. I'll buy it. You just got to let them in.
Wait, Emilio Estevez bought?
Yep.
That's $400 worth of pizza.
That's right.
Man, this city is really effing up.
Yep.
But this is where we actually find out that Michael is in the building. And then Michael, what's it called? Goodson sees Michael sitting in the same chair that he sat at. When we find out that Michael also used to be homeless, or Mr. Goodson also used to be homeless.
Yep, that's he kind of does a little dump on his history.
Yeah.
And it makes a lot of stuff more clear on why he's so sympathetic to the homeless people.
Yeah. And he tries to talk to Michael. He's like, I've been where you're at, but these books kind of saved me.
Right.
But super aggressive, starts attacking Mr. Goodson. All the homeless people have his back. And Alec Baldwin is like, you're a liar. You said he wasn't in here. And he's like, dude, I don't know, man. You can't. It's hard to keep tabs on that many transient people.
Right. Yep.
But the rest of the homeless people were like, I knew it. I knew you was one of us.
And then he also is he's like, well, hey, that's the rule of the library is no personal information.
Yeah.
As a librarian, we're not allowed to give out personal information. So, I mean, I don't want to get sued again.
All right. But things are sort of ramping up to the point where Orange is the new black. She's like, hey, listen, you're going to get these people killed. You're...
Yeah, the police are down here arming up, thinking this is we're going to have to storm the library.
Yeah. And you gotta figure something out, because I know you mean well or whatever you're doing, but it could turn sideways real quick.
Yeah.
You know, it's like a SUV turning fast. Oh man, and he thinks about that, and he tries to kind of contemplate what he wants to do about it. Meanwhile, he's also trying to like talk to George, played by Ryan Fest, who he thought it was his fault that he had killed one of the other homeless people in their little gang.
Oh, right, yeah, because one of the regular
Caesar, that's his name.
that's
Caesar.
part of that group. It disappeared, and most of the group is certain that he got lost and then froze.
Yeah, and like George is like, no, I killed him with my laser eyes.
Yep. And that's when you start to see like, oh, so there's like a portion of this homeless group that are also mentally unbalanced.
Yeah, you know, we find out the leader of the homeless people was a vet. You know, super sad. Like, you know,
right.
Unfortunately, it's a harsh truth that a lot of these veterans don't get the help that they need when they come back.
Right, come back with PTSD, and it's hard for them to hold a job, and
life falls apart, and then they become homeless, and yeah, like Ryan Fast or George, he's a little mentally unstable. George kind of talks. George or Goodson talks to him like almost like talking to a child, and when he figures out his plan, he's like, all right, well, here's my glasses. All right, this will help. Oh, help! This will help contain the lasers so you can see people.
Right.
I guess maybe he just didn't have a good eyesight. Also, but no. So he really contemplates about what to do, how to get these people out here safely, without them getting hurt. You know, I'm pretty.
Right.
They had the situation like this back in LA during the Olympics.
Mm.
You know, when they're like trying to prepare for the Olympics, they did a sweep of homeless people in LA, which and it was not in a very nice way. So Mr. Good says, "All right, well," and then it was almost like an epiphany, or maybe someone started singing or something. The bright shiny day. Oh no, he thinks about it, right?
Well, because the day before, there was a naked homeless guy
I forgot to say this,
in the in the library singing.
It's gonna be a bright
sunshiny day, and they're like, what? And then he ends up passing out because he's drunk, I think.
Yeah, I think it was something like that. But like,
and so then when the medics come in, you realize how often stuff like that happens because the librarians all know the emergency response.
Yeah.
People from the ambulances.
But it's funny because like when the naked guy was singing, nobody wanted to touch him.
Right.
You know, like I think Dave Chappelle talked about this one time about fighting a naked guy and how nobody wants to fight a naked person. Or lose to a naked person. And so Emilio Estevez is like, I think this is the only way. So now you have like a room of like 80 grown men just ass naked. Right? Emilio Estevez and freaking what's his name? Commissioner Gordon just holding dicks in their hands. And there's like, all right. Because, like, you know, the police were, you know, like, being told what they were being told, they probably were going to be rough.
Right. And they're, because of the stuff that Christian Slater is saying, they're half expecting some of these people to be armed and dangerous.
And a lot of pushback.
Yeah, there's no place to hide a gun if you were buck naked. I mean, there is,
unless you're talented.
But it's not an easy place to get the weapon. Unless
you got the cricket from Men in Black. Even then, that's talent.
Right, yep.
And they start singing the song. It's gonna be a bright, sunshiny day, and they get safely taken into the bus. Like 3 city buses worth of people.
Right.
And the movie kind of just ends on sort of like what you believe to be a good note.
Right. Yeah. They're being ushered to prison for occupying, but at least it is
warm.
in some place to go. Yeah, because you actually like there's like some cute sections where they like do like these little clips of like the ridiculous things people ask for at a library. But then you have a homeless guy who mixed in that you have a homeless guy who's like, he's like, hey, I'm looking for a book on laws. Something that like a law I can break and get put into prison for like 2 months while it's really cold outside.
Which is like really sad, but I think you know, when you have those conversations with friends, they're like, what would you do if you're homeless? And I'm like, well, depending on the year or time of year, I'm gonna commit something small so I can kind of escape the elements.
Yeah.
Where do you before we get into our the high star low star section, where do you believe is the most optimal place to be homeless at?
I feel like you somewhere like San Diego-ish, maybe.
Yeah.
Like, cause hot days are like low 90s, but in the winter, like the cold days are like
high 60s.
Yeah. Yeah, 50s and 60s. There's not a whole lot of freezing, not a whole lot of boiling.
Oh, right. And that's why Southern California has a huge homeless problem.
That's
but
likely.
If you're at least by the beach, you have a chance to catch a fish.
Right.
You know, you have a place. Those beach showers you can always take a shower at. It's kind of like the most optimal place.
Right.
All right, let's go to our other section, guys, where we got high star and low star. Colby?
So we got a 10 out of 10. Honest, one word. Honest, one word sums up this movie. What a great movie. What a great movie? It's with a question mark?
Why is it a question mark?
Yeah. This movie deals with the difficulties we all face in life, wanting to help others, but not understanding the issues well enough to do anything about it. Here we have an everyday hero, Stuart Goodson, whom we later find out shared previously the same problems as those he's now trying to help. Goodson rejects what we all accept, which is do nothing because we don't know what to do, or feel inadequate to do so, or feel our contributions won't have any effect at all. Simply put, this is a must-go-see movie. Then I look forward to reading your reviews.
And then we got 1 out of 10. Alec Baldwin ruined the movie. Great movie, except every scene that Alec Baldwin appeared in. The great stage actor Ronnie Mund would have been much a better choice. That's it. It's just...
I'm not sure he was so bad that, like, you'd be like, I didn't really like Alec Baldwin, so I'm going to give this a 7. You know, but, like, he was not so bad that it drops it to a 1. That's harsh.
Yeah, it's pretty harsh. But I thought it was a funny review. Also, the other ones are pretty lengthy, and I was like, this movie wasn't that bad where I'm going to read this lengthy review.
Right.
Of how bad it was.
Yeah.
No. This movie is more, I think, a great talk piece.
Yeah.
You know, a jumping off point for politics on what to do with homeless people and, like, how to try to get them help, how to try to get them resources. Because, like, you know, like what I was saying in the middle of this is that we have the reverse problem here in Vegas for the homeless people.
Right. People dying of, like, heat strokes and stuff.
Yeah, like, to the point where we have people living in sewers.
Right.
Like, you know, if you ever, like, want to, you know, if you got, like, 20 minutes to burn on a random documentary, go on YouTube, type in underground people of Las Vegas, and they're there. There's a whole community, and it makes a lot of sense, though, because during the summertime when it's reaching 120, 130,
yeah,
in the sewers, it's at least, like, I mean, it's damp, it's kind of gross. You know, obviously you don't have really a choice, but
it's also Vegas, so it is dry. Like, it is not. You're not like, oh, it's going to rain and flood me out. Like, we get 4 inches of rain a year. Like, it's you only have to worry about 3 days of where there's enough rain that you have to
vacate.
Yeah.
But like down there, it's probably a lot cooler.
Oh yeah.
Right.
Because it's one of those things like Vegas. You do it's literally 25 degrees difference between sun and shade,
Yeah.
and then if you're gonna go like underground into like the sewers, it's probably at least another 10 degrees cooler than that.
Yeah. And like, and then I know Phoenix or the whole Arizona state as a whole also has a huge issue because they're, believe it or not, hotter than us. Because they get up to 130, 125 easy. Meanwhile, we're like, 130, it's record breaking in Las Vegas.
Right. Yep.
So just, I don't like it's just shitty both ways, What do you do? Freeze to death or like expire slowly? I feel like the heat might be worse than the snow, because when they always talk about like when people get trapped in like those mountains and
Right.
stuff, they say like it's almost like just going to sleep.
Yeah.
Which, listen, I'm not saying that one is better than the other. I think, I don't know if you've ever been in the sun for a long period of time, but you're just like, it's agonizing. I don't know. Shivering to death is pretty fucking terrible too.
But I remember even, so I've lived in Vegas my whole life. I remember 25 years ago where the city had grown at an exponential rate, and the power company out here couldn't quite keep up with the rapid growth, and there would be like these like rolling kind of blackouts where like everybody's air conditioning would all come on at 12 in the afternoon when things started to get really hot, and then little chunks of the city would just black out for an hour or two at a time, and it was always like, hey, just to let you guys know, try to keep your air conditioning up, spend some time in the libraries, spend some time in the malls, where there's good air conditioning, try to avoid running your air conditioning at like full blast from like noon to like 4 in the afternoon, because that's like the hottest time of the day.
Oh man. So coming home must have been like just the same. Like it's the same inside and outside.
Right.
But maybe even worse. Also, like from 12 to 4, you would have like no power.
Well, there would be times when the power would go out, and it was just because every single house in the entire city, the air conditioning would go on, and when you're trying to keep your house at like 73 degrees and it's 112 out, your air conditioning basically doesn't turn off. It starts at noon and it runs constantly till 4 or 5.
Yeah, that's pretty intense.
So I can only imagine same kind of thing. Like you have like someplace that's super cold, your heater's on, but if those heaters go out or whatever, especially like old buildings where the insulation isn't great, it probably gets really cold really fast. Oh, even inside.
I know. For me, I've always ran hot, so I've always I love the cold, but like I don't know if I love it at -10.
Right.
I remember living in New York, and during that time, like the winter time, I was like, "Ooh, once I come home from work, I just sit." Like, once I get home, that's it. Like we're done for the day. Like when you're off, you go to the supermarket and that's it.
Right. Yeah.
Oh, you want
to? There was also like we were talking about like the commentary here. Like it's like you don't necessarily think, hey, the libraries are going to be full of homeless people, but when it's so hot or so cold, what else are they doing? Like, this is a place that they can go, cool off. It's as long as they're not damaging anything, the library has no real reason to remove them.
Yeah, that's true, because it's a public space.
And it's not like, oh, I'm homeless, so I don't know how to read, and most libraries now have computer
Yeah, full computer, like a
internet
computer
and
lab,
stuff like that. Yeah,
they even have what's it called, like a listening station,
right.
and stuff. The one thing that I've never seen at a library though is those little things that they use in horror movies all the time, where they're looking for old news articles. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, no.
I've been to a good amount of libraries in my life. Ones were like, that's a $5 million library. Like where I was from in California, they had like this beautiful library, an aquarium.
Microfilm.
Is that what they're called?
Yes.
Yeah. They didn't have it either.
So that used to be a thing. I don't even know if that's a thing anymore. I feel like now that they have computers, all that stuff has been transferred onto
Digital. I know,
but you probably have some old town.
Oh yeah, small town libraries that probably have it.
That have
I know.
still have microfilm, microfiche, whatever it was called.
Yeah, but I just want to do it so I can feel like I'm in a movie. Like, oh my god,
right?
We gotta find out about this. Oh my god, so much murder. I've always wanted to use one. I just never get to see it. So sometimes I just go into random libraries when I'm off. I'm like, that's when
I got out of high school, first went to college, UNLV out here. They had that in the library. There was stuff I had to look up that I remember having to use that.
Oh. And that'd be kind of, that's like, my head is straight. My head went straight to like a rom-com moment. Like you and a girl are doing a project together. You both reach for the knob to turn it.
Your fingers lightly touch.
Oh, sorry. All right, now let's read about this man who killed 40 babies.
Yeah, I wasn't looking at murders, but I know what you mean.
No, but yeah, I think library is always fun to me. It's quiet, but I don't know, it's super cool. And so this movie I think was just more like a great piece for Emilio Estevez to put out there that there is a huge homeless problem. And we have to they have to figure out something. And
it really does play is this a true story? Because this seems 100% legitimate.
Yeah, I looked it up too. It's is this a true story?
And it was not based on a single
event.
Story or a single event, but it was just he had read some stories about people doing, not occupying, but the homeless people in libraries, and he was like, I didn't know that was a thing. And then he started going to libraries and
seeing it,
doing the research, and was like, wow, this is, what if we did a story on a movie on this? And I guess it was 10 or 12 years in the making.
Oh wow.
he came up with the first original idea and started kind of scripting it out like 10 or 12 years ago. Oh, and then it finally got to the point where it was, well, let's find a producer.
I definitely think this is one of those movies that's this is an important movie.
It is.
And I wish it got more shine than
right, because I never heard about this. This, I felt like this had this the social implications about the libraries, One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest did for mental
health facilities.
And then Christian Slater, you hated him.
Yeah.
Because
naturally.
Well, you hated him now. You already hated him. But you learned to hate him in this movie you did the nurse, Nurse Ratched. And really by the end of the movie, you hated, she technically followed the rules.
Yeah.
She did what was
asked of her.
She wasn't an evil person. Netflix made a spin-off show where they made her an evil person.
Super evil person.
Yeah.
Played by Sarah Paulson.
But they're like, and then he was like that's how he was here. Like, he was doing what he thought was right for the community and for, but it was just, it came across so wrong because he didn't care.
Yeah.
And he didn't look into, like, why are these people doing it? It was just like, this is a problem. Let's kind of fudge the news a little bit to get people on our side so we can just run in there, fix it.
Which is also like, a little spotlight into like how some people use the media to otherwise turn like what is really a cry for help into like an outrage.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it really sucks.
Yeah, like you even get a little of that because they the news reporter is talking to the Orange is the New Black, who is having phone conversations with Emilio Estevez, and she's like, "Hey, send me some pictures so we can get the truth out here." And then so you send some videos, and the video editor is like, "Oh, this certainly doesn't look like a hostage situation." Yeah. And she's like, well, then just cut it so it does, because people don't want to just see a homeless people sleeping in a library. Let's make this exciting.
Yeah. Which is like such a sleaze bag. It's like you get a lot of elements in this movie, which is like, it feels like when you hear us talk about this movie, it almost sounds like, it's just another woke piece of propaganda. But it isn't. Nothing's really like in your face about it. It's not obnoxiously telling you these things, but it does show you a lot of aspects of like, people's greed, which is like, the news reporter trying to get this exciting headline. Yeah. The mayor who's trying to show that he can take care of his community, because remember his campaign commercials like, when did we let criminals take over the city? Right. I was like, all right, chill out. You sound like a Batman villain right now. Yep. And it's so you're getting a lot of like different POVs from different people. Right. Even when the reporter, when she reports on the person who passed away, doesn't say his name. She just relegates him into a statistic. Another homeless person found dead. Right. And it's like, I'm pretty sure you could have asked somebody.
Right. And actually, shortly after, Emilio Estevez walks by and he sees the EMT, and he's like, and they pull it back, and he's like, oh, that was Ernesto or whatever.
Yeah, that was I think the Ernesto's the security guard.
Oh, yeah.
No, it was the guy he had said hello to in the morning in the beginning of the movie. And Ernesto was the one who reported it.
Yeah.
And they could have asked, like, oh, do you know this person? And he's like, yeah, I think he did put the name out. Right. I think a lot of it is like, when you relegate somebody to a statistic like that, it makes it less personal. Right. Yeah. It's like, it's a lot different. The tone is very different when you're like, homeless person found dead versus veteran John Smith found dead, Right. Yeah. No one can, like, if you're saying it on the news, no one can even be like, oh my God, John's dead, this movie is pretty sad.
It is.
And like, like the end is like a sort of a hopeful note, maybe these people can at least stay in prison long enough to wait out the cold.
Right. Man, and like they said, as they're all marching out, is like, well, hey, the news is all here. They're filming us, and at least since we're all walking out singing and naked, this is something that they're not gonna forget. Because they had mentioned that earlier. They were just like, hey, the police are just gonna storm this place and arrest us all, and they're like, yeah, and the news will put it up, and they're like, nah, the news is gonna forget about us in a day.
Yeah, but they remember, you guys have to remember, they could only shoot from the top mid chest up. Because I was like, oh my God, why is all those men shirtless? Or maybe they blurred it.
Oh, yeah, hopefully.
But yeah, I definitely hope like this movie can get a little bit more notice, just so its message can kind of get out there. Because yeah, like like a great comparison with the what's it called flight or what's it called?
Cuckoo's Nest.
Yeah, Cuckoo's Nest. Great comparison because yeah, like a lot of when you don't see those things, you don't know what's really happening.
Right.
Yeah, and like just tell you right now, like I've seen a quite bit few movies about those mental asylums back in the 60s and those thing. They put someone in there because they're a lesbian. I was like,
right.
Fix the gay. That is so terrible. Oh man, but hey guys, we want to let you guys know that we do have months for you, where we have a bunch of theme months. We got Ninja Month.
I got Puppet Month.
Video Game Month.
Musicals.
Nicolas Cage Month.
Jean-Claude Van Damme.
And maybe one day Steven Seagal Month. We gotta at least watch one where he was like slightly young and not in the chair. But yeah, there's definitely gonna be there something for you. So definitely check out our catalog. We got a whole bunch in there for you. But to let you guys know, we are coming up to our hour. We have our reviews in 4 different sections. We have Stream It, DVD It, Blu-ray It, and Ultimate Box Collection. Colby, where you at?
I would definitely Blu-ray this.
Yeah.
Emilio Estevez was big on it. I was kind of searching through the internet looking for any kind of background information. He's done a bunch of interviews. He's done he really talks a lot about this. And it was one of those things, like one of them was even like he was talking about how this is like a passion project. I'm not looking to put this movie out to make $1 million. I'm putting this movie out because I feel this means something.
Oh yeah, I definitely like if I was a teacher, I definitely like one of the movies I'd show.
And then he was like, just to let you know, this isn't Breakfast Club Part 2, even though it's also in a library.
But yeah, like yeah, I would get a Blu-ray as well. Like I said, if I was a teacher, I definitely probably would show this on a ring, like whatever.
Wow, right.
On a sub day, like, hey, just play this movie. Yeah. That way the kids can kind of like, like it's all about like showing like this movie is like one of those movies you show it to a younger generation and maybe they have more compassion towards homeless people because it's so easy to just like walk by.
And on a different note, I watched somebody review this and they reviewed it completely from a filmmaking perspective, and they talked about like the way the film was shot, the comparison between the library and then outside the library. It was like how it was 2 different like
compositions,
colors, and the like styles of filming. I don't know, not going through film school, but I thought that was super interesting. So they were like, this is definitely something you could also show a film class, and they could kind of
because like when you shoot something, the color tones are supposed to be there to convey different emotions. You use color theory a lot for like photography, filmography. It's supposed to show you something, make you feel a way. When you see movies and they're more in a bluish tone, everything feels so cold. You feel so detached. Versus when they're in the library, it's like warm fluorescent lights. Yeah. And it's like, it signifies like hope, humanity, something like that. There's definitely a lot. And it's funny to me. I was like thinking about it. I was like, man, Emilio Estevez?
Yeah.
I want to say Estefan. Emilio Estevez. He it's funny, like his acting is like more and more kind of reminding me of Martin Sheen.
Because it's his dad.
Wait, is it?
Yes.
Wait, are him and Charlie Sheen half brothers?
Yes.
Oh my god. I was like, why does this remind? I was like thinking about it as like we're doing this whole thing, and I was like, man, he really reminds me of Martin Sheen. And it's like, I think that's his dad. But I was like, Nah, I mean, him and Charlie Sheen as half brothers. That's a wild thought. Okay,
they've done a couple movies. Well,
Yeah.
at least back in the 90s, they did a couple movies together.
I think I've seen a good amount of that. That makes it gets like when I was watching the movie, I was like, man, he really reminds me of Martin Sheen right now. The acting chops, hasn't degraded at all. All right. All right, guys, we're coming out to our hour. I want to thank you guys for joining us. Make sure to check down our links down below. It's Amazon affiliate links. Me and Kobe, we're just trying to get some steak. Well, hold on, Kobe can't get a steak. All right, he's gonna have to get bacon.
Some bacon wrapped chicken.
Some bacon wrapped chicken. Something that's eaten correctly.
Ribs. I do ribs.
Oh, yeah, some pork ribs, some baby back ribs.
Yeah.
I'll get the porterhouse, medium rare. But yeah, make sure to check out below with our Amazon affiliate links. Anything helps us.
And of course, please follow us on the social. We got our Facebook or Twitter or Instagram. We always post whenever we got new stuff. We post cool things that we come across that we think you might like.
Yeah.
And that's an easy way to show us some love, give us some comments, and send us some recommendations.
All right, guys. Thank you guys for joining us. My name is Barry.
This is Colby.
And this is Who Watches This. If you guys want to see who does our theme music, it is Lee Rosevere. It's called Arcade Montage. It's on our album Music Podcast 3, and our Bandcamp is down below.